advice for instructors, particularly with using these two strategies I'm recommending, that students should be self-testing and that they should be trying to do that on a spaced schedule. We know these are effective strategies, but we also know that students don't use them. They don't use them often enough, and they don't use them as much as they should. So a real important role for instructors, even though these are strategies that we're recommending students use on their own outside of the classroom, they're probably going to need some coaching and advice from instructors to increase the likelihood that they use them or that they use them effectively. So one role that instructors can play is simply to inform students about these effective learning techniques that they can use outside of the classroom. Now, of course, testing or practice testing and spaced practice are also strategies that instructors can implement in the classroom. There are some relatively simple or straightforward ways that teachers can incorporate these strategies into classroom learning. So, for example, each next class period, when you start with the class, you might start with something. I do this in my own class. I call it a daily review. And we just start the day with 3 or 4 simple questions or short answer questions that kind of target the most important information that we learned in the previous class. And students all write down their answers to the questions. They get points just for being there to try to write down the answers. And then we review the answers together. But everybody has that opportunity to try to retrieve answers and to take a shot at answering the questions correctly. And what you can do is, for the really important information, ask them more than once. Ask them on more than one day. So not only are you engaging students in this practice testing, very informal, low stakes, no pressure practice testing, but you're also helping them space that practice out across days, particularly for the target information, the most important information you want them to learn and to remember downstream. The parents can play a pivotal role in this, partly by helping their children, their young students, schedule their time. In other words, to practice on a spaced schedule, it does take some time management, and that is a skill that students often need some help developing, learning how to schedule small sessions of time to spend studying. And that is one way that parents can help support students, is to make sure or to increase the likelihood that they are spreading their practice time out over days, over time. Parents can also help by quizzing their children, right? Being the prompter, being the parental flashcard, so helping students practice vocabulary learning and spelling and all manner of information that you can engage in self-testing and that you can enhance learning. So parents can quiz kids.